100 years ago, and we've not even introduced it in Africa yet. No drainage. Okay, can we put it in order? Yeah, get back to the note. Where is the note? The slides. Get back to the slides. Okay. Let's look at the first one here to see how God put order in nature. And who is God? Want to question God. Beautiful. What was the name? I think people should keep that. Mind-blowing. Earth compared to the rest of the universe. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. So let's see how the next one. This is how America was also training and cultivating the culture of exercise. If you go to America today, everybody is exercising. Not everybody, but a large percentage of the country is exercising. And that was input in them in the 40s and the 50s by training the whole country, the importance of exercise. So it's not just by accident. It didn't just come about by accident. Okay, here we go. So any value that we want to cultivate must be intentional. That is order. That is how things function, intentionally and in order. So those was in the days, in the 40s, when exercise was not, people didn't even see the importance of it. But they knew that to have a healthy society, and there were no gymnastics, like what they have now, gymnastics and things like that. So the whole idea is just to cultivate a certain value system in the society, and and it was being shown on television and everywhere. Okay, thank you. I think that's all right. Now, let's now see how humans have tried to copy God in putting order in place, coming about with constructions and mega projects. The first one.
Many developers, engineers, and architects have grand ideas, but actually pulling off breathtaking, enormous endeavors is something relatively few accomplish. Yeah. Here are 10 mega construction projects on track to open soon. Number 10. Beijing Daxing International Airport,
we saw this
China.
Before, right?
Despite delays,
okay, let's go to the
still
other
place
one. Let's go to the smart city. Yeah, smart city. Oh, did we see that too? Make it bigger.
Why create a smart city? Well, smart
Louder.
cities are more responsive to citizens, and they help reduce environmental impact.
They're more cost-effective, and they're safer.
Smart cities make people happier and more connected to their community. But also, we want to be on the cutting edge. I'm a big believer that technology can help save lives, make us more efficient, and deliver a better quality of life for our children and our grandchildren. This is a vast, vibrant region with many complex challenges. Well, we partner with AT&T because they've been a leader in technology for over a century, and that's what Miami's about. When you have data, you have to understand what the data mean. Without the analytical aspect of it, it really becomes useless. And so smart city technology will allow us to actually solve the problem instead of just what the symptoms of a problem are. And that's why we chose AT&T.
Our population is growing, and we need to leverage technology to help improve livability. AT&T
This is what
supporting
Africa
our
is supposed to be
efforts
busy
by
doing. Instead of just going to sit in churches for ages and day in, day out, and just wasting lives. Instead of duplicating heaven on earth like this. Go ahead.
providing insight and technologies, and that helps us be more efficient and more responsive. We've installed traffic monitoring cameras with smart signals. It allows us to manage traffic flow by modifying signal timing in real time. Our goal is to have this technology available along every corridor in Miami-Dade County.
This is order.
Your quality of life is never going to be good unless you feel safe. First, we retrofitted our conventional lighting system with a smart LED lighting platform, which provides much greater safety for our residents. Next, we chose an area that had public safety challenges, and we installed cloud-based technology management platforms so police could access footage from security cameras from anywhere. The key to the system is AT&T's LTE mobility network, which lets us stream all of the security footage, which would be very difficult without AT&T's LTE network. Real-time monitoring, along with these lighting upgrades, go a long way toward making people feel safer in their homes and throughout the county.
No crime.
We have to get everybody
Crime is tracked down easy.
We're putting free Wi-Fi in our community centers because it's important for young kids to have access to technology, because then they're going to be much more competitive in the future, and that's what we want to do for all the kids here in Miami-Dade. It's a great partnership between AT&T and Miami-Dade County. That's what a smart city is all about.
We are still cooking in the middle of the road when this is what the world is about. Okay, let's. So the idea that I'm presenting to you today is the fact that bringing order, making order, you've seen the whole true law of difference, but that's not the only thing. We look into a lot of stuff. You see, these are the main lessons we learned today. Can you repeat them again?
1. Ability to see a difference is one of the most powerful qualities of wisdom. 2. The second principle of order is boundaries. 3. Law brings order. 4. God established timing to deal with chaos. 5. God established space for order on the earth. 6. God established control systems and mechanisms to bring order. 7. Man is in charge of the world.
So, let's put on the light. Wow. Put on the light. So, the idea is order, difference, borders, systems, timing, schedule, all these instruments that helps us to make order. Cities, industries, everywhere order is needed. So now it's time for you to get back to me with your summary of what you think you have taken away from today's class, from today's lesson. Okay, before I ask you to stand, maybe you want to help yourself. If not, then let us all stand. And come forward and tell us what you are learning today.
I like it how my country and even my hometown is mentioned.
We remembered
so,
Holland, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very proud of my country. And I saw in the city of Utrecht that they have the draining things almost 90 years.
Yep.
And you were saying the other the African countries, and in this case Nigeria, doesn't even have it.
Now.
So now. And the system exists for almost 90 years. So it's a shame that Nigerians and most other African countries don't see that they don't need to invent something new in this case.
It's already there.
Yeah, it's already there. And I think that counts for most things. Most things that are already there. And that's what you're learning us, because in the Bible we see those things. And so we only need to look at what there is already and then create new systems. We can start with the things that are already in place by looking at the Netherlands, Germany, and other countries, and from then on create other things. So.
Yeah. What kind of hairstyle do you have today?
Yeah, unruly hairstyle. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, I like this today's topic about order being brought about by boundaries a lot, and I think it builds on the things we learned before. For example, yesterday we learned about the pain of lack of law and order, and today we're learning about boundaries. It kind of fits together because when you have boundaries, it's a type of pain. It's kind of unpleasant, but at the same time, it prevents much larger pain, which is the pain of lack and order, after all. And we mentioned that order is brought about by boundaries, and these boundaries begin in your personal life and personal habits. That was one of the slides, and I just think that's a really good point, and I think that's a really important thing to keep in your mind, because as we discussed before during the HMT training, a lot of people, especially in Nigeria and other African countries, they look at the success of the Western world and they think wow, in the Western world they have everything anyone would ever want, and we just want to hurry up and by some miracle become exactly like them. But first of all, the most peaceful countries, the best countries in the world, the freest countries in the world, are the countries with lots of laws, as we confirmed today. And then second of all, as the videos that we've, especially the Hollywood videos educating people that we've been shown during this whole time, as those videos demonstrate, the safeness in those countries isn't just because of the laws even. It's because of the boundaries that the people have learned to put on themselves. It's because of the people learning to deal with the resources that God has given them in the appropriate ways. For example, when there's natural disasters in Nigeria, because there's no order, often it's just there's lots of chaos, there's lots of unpleasantry, there's lots of unhappiness, and nothing gets solved. It's just it happens, it's a tragedy, but then nothing really happens after that.
No lessons learned.
No lessons learned until it happens the next time, and there's another panic, and it's just like a continuing cycle, just like a hamster running and running and running in its hamster wheel. But let's look at the Netherlands. Even at the end, it even said, look at the way that the Netherlands has used cutting-edge technology to make the fact that they are lower than sea level, which is not an easy thing to deal with. I mean, if you think you're lower than sea level, doesn't that sound dangerous? But they've used that position into an opportunity to make life better for their citizens, to build houses on the water, and to make their cities cleaner, and to make it more friendly for cyclists, and to make their country more ecological. And the reason that they did that was because they put things in order, because they put things in order, and because they went through the time of putting things in order, and they went to the time of implementing systems to deal with the resources and the problems that they encountered. So they didn't just kind of sit around and hope for things to happen. They actually went forward and put things in order. They founded systems to keep the order and maintain the order. Just like we were told today that God created men to dress and keep the Garden of Eden, and that's what we're supposed to do today. So anyway, the whole topic makes so much sense. It's even sad. We have to be taught about this in these special classes, because we see that in successful countries, in Holland, in Germany, in all these countries that we want to be like, it's just a well-known fact. Of course everything has to be in order. Of course everything has to be in a system. Of course time has to be delegated into special times to do special tasks so that there'll be order in the country. But in many of our lives, when we just are scared of work or putting things in order, and in many African countries, we don't realize that yet. So I think it's a very good lesson that we've received today.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I have to summarize what I've learned today, I've learned that wisdom is the ability to differentiate, and much more difficult between two things. I mean, between just a single object. And it gives us the ability to actually celebrate others as well. The other thing that I equally that I've learned is also it's one of the other key components of wisdom also is the to create boundaries as well. It gives us peace, and that without boundaries, there'll be chaos, and yeah, that's what I've also in terms of it's.
Somebody is challenging you people and saying, why is it nobody is using the example of that P.5 fish that's constructed?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that was really it made me think as well that if fish could do such architectural thing, it's very
even engineers, even engineers in our African universities are not doing anything.
They are not doing that, and I think it made me think that actually we human beings, if just animal, which I think was described in one of our lectures, that they are what is it called, like a body who doesn't, what's that? Biomass, yeah. If they could do that, then I think we should be much more intelligent actually to do something like that. Yeah, that's all that I've learned today. Thank you.
What I learned today was that boundaries, setting boundaries help us apply the law of difference. In that when you set boundaries, you get to see the differences between things that appear similar. For example, where I come from, we have anthills. So anthills, the most peculiar thing about anthills is that they, in the southern hemisphere, they all point south, and then in the northern hemisphere, they all point north. And the most amazing thing about them is that the temperature, no matter what season it is always constant, and that the temperature is always constant, and they're all organized. And the funniest thing is also that they keep other species as servants. They keep other kind of creatures as servants, and they even have their own agricultural processes that happen in these anthills. They store their food. It's like their very organized. And if animals can do that, why can't we?
Okay, what I've learned tonight is that I've learned that the ability to differentiate is one of the powerful wisdoms, or to differentiate. Now, this point, it really makes sense in this way that sometimes we see things in a different picture, but we can't differentiate. Just like if I can give an example of Nigeria, the leaders live in the countries, the minister, everybody, the rich peoples, everybody's living in Nigeria. But for them, all these things that we are seeing here, bed structures, they can't differentiate between the good and the bad. To them, everything for them is just right. I mean, it's in order. I just learned something that we should learn to differentiate in case like between good things and bad things. That's how I can put it in that way. And then also about the puff fish, what I learned about it, something that I learned, an example even from the fish, I'm ashamed to say that, it's time. Because they said it's constantly like 24 hours working, trying to protect its structure that even us human beings fail to do. And I just learned something today. That time is important. If a fish can be able to maintain its time and trying to protect its structure, what is created. And what about me, a human being who's having power above everything?
Yeah, so basically what I learned today, I'm going to keep it plain and simple, is that fish are more hardworking than Nigerians. I'm joking. No, so so like the video that we saw this morning regarding the cassava plant, is that what it's? Yeah. Cassava. It's like we have so many examples to look at and to kind of integrate ideas from, to integrate systems as well from, but it's like we're just ignoring that. For example, like before they received like advanced machinery, it took them 22 days just to plant a row of cassava plants compared to with the machine 45 minutes. So it's like, I don't know why, regardless of all these examples that we have from more innovative and advanced countries, why we're not taking steps to kind of assimilating our infrastructure in that way. Like we just have so many, I really don't know what to say. I think that we just need to open up our minds. We need to see like, okay, what are we doing wrong? How can we improve it? How can we fix it? We literally have so many examples, but hopefully with this project that you're starting up, we'll see a very, very fast and rapid improvement.
Thank you.
Like during the course of the teachings, I got an answer to a problem that I've been trying to analyze, like our country especially. You know, I thought at first one of the problem is because of the different ethnicity that we have, the differences like. So
no, it doesn't have anything to do with ethnicity at all. That's what low thinking people think, that it is tribalism. Tribalism is not the problem. Our problem is deeper than tribalism. It's when they don't have any discernment, then they will say tribalism. Those are just minor law of difference. Will make you to see deeper and more, yeah.
Yeah, so today I got an answer to that.
So you now know that it's not tribalism.
It's a product that we are wasting.
Some people will still be standing and sitting down and saying it is tribal. They don't know that our problem is more complex than that one. Tribalism is the easy thing. Use brain is our problem.
So like I said before, this is training is a validation to me that I'm on the right track. I'm just gonna be more confident in my action, and I'm very grateful to be part of this training. But since we said a lot about Nigeria today, I just want to say, I don't mean to be critical. I mean, Nigerians are smart people. We know everything already. It's in there. If you see how the Nollywood actor they copy exactly how Hollywood actor acts here in the US. They're doing that in Nigeria. They're doing the red carpet. They copy everything line by line. So why can, I think it's a choice. Whenever Nigeria is ready to implement order, they will do that. That's my point. You know, it's in there already. If you can copy the lifestyle of the Western line by line, you can also copy the technology or the infrastructure just by doing that. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Thank
you. About the fish, as I was looking at the video, I thought I had the picture of ants. Have you ever observed them? The way they construct everything with a system, with such an organization, I was just amazed, and I was wondering, my goodness, they spend this time. They don't talk. They don't reason. They just have a program somewhere in their system that something has to be done in a specific structure. And we, human beings, we're supposed to be thinking. In Africa, we spend time in churches saying hallelujah, 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 and nothing is done. Actually, you just have chaos, chaos, chaos the whole year. The second thing I will take from this day is the law of difference. I have never connected it with wisdom, and especially as it comes to special need people, for example. I would have never said, oh, okay, he's a special need, what can I learn from him? But actually I have a lot to learn from this person. And the third idea, after the presentation of the Nigeria project, Pastor asked us, why can't we do something? What don't we do? Why are we unable to do something in Africa? And the picture I had was the picture of moles. You know, these animals living under the soil. Yeah. Moles. They are not short-sighted. They are near-sighted. And I have the feeling that the church in Africa or the churchgoers are just like moles. They just see
short-sighted.
The shadow. Yeah. Even short-sighted. Short-sighted, at least you can read something. But near-sighted, you just distinguish the shadow.
The shadow, yeah.
So that's why people go around the bush. They don't see people around them. They don't notice them. They don't see the need all around.
They don't see the details.
Not at all.
They don't differentiate. Yeah. No law of difference there.
And as for us living in the diaspora, we have either you are like me.
Who is?
I went to Cameroon 20 years ago, and as I saw these cows, I went back to France and I applied for the French citizenship. And I said, okay, bye-bye Africa. The African who study here and go back home, either they feel powerless, they cannot change anything, and they just go with the flow and say, okay, I can't change anything. But looking at these two people today, I thought actually...
Two people? Which two people?
The two presenters, I'm sorry. I thought actually there's a future for Africa because Pastor has installed a system here. And with your university, with all the things you're teaching, actually there is a system. Everything is in place. All we need is a...
Somebody is writing here on the comment section that this is Pastor Sunday is doing PhD program. That this is a PhD program.
Yeah. All we need is a set of people, people who are really aware, who stand up and start doing anything, something.
Yeah, for me, I've learned a couple of things today, and if there's one thing I've learned is the fact that law and order is actually the foundation of any society. And you did mention in one of your teachings that anywhere there's chaos, a law has been violated.
Yep.
And I think with your teaching today, I've come to realize that the reason
I keep
why
on hammering law and order the whole week.
Yeah.
Different angles.
Exactly. I think because I've been saying that we Africans, Nigerians in particular, we don't have respect for human dignity. And I think it's because we violated the law of difference. And because we're not able to see the values that people actually carry within them by applying that law. So there's no way we'll be able to identify or able to see that human life has dignity, and that if somebody is different from us, doesn't mean we are better than them. It only means that there's something I can contribute, there's something I can give, but there's something I can also receive from the other person, and something I can also learn from the other person. And one other thing you mentioned was the fact that if we apply the law of difference, it can bring about industrial development in a country. I never saw it in that light. And going back to boundaries, I think if you tie it back, setting boundary is because you've come to understand or realize the power of behind the law of difference. Because if you know that people have value or things even have value, then yes, that boundary will need to come into place for you to be able to appreciate the values that the other party has. And I think if all of us can apply this law in our life and practice it, then definitely there's going to be a change in the country.
Okay.
Cheers.